At $14.49 Canadian and with no microtransactions, the heroic legend of Eagarlnia is an amazing price for a decent mobile-like game on Steam. Focused on grand strategy, you should start by checking out the tutorial, which gradually runs you through all the choices you can do each turn. In a simplified manner, you build up your economy and army and assault other countries' cities until you own the board. Once ready to play, you can choose from 19 countries, each with their own starting heroes who have their own stats and traits, will do things like increase the gains from investing or the damage of archers under your command. You need gold to accomplish everything, so keeping your citizens happy while investing in your cities are both important early on for not falling behind other countries. There are a few options for interaction outside simply building wealth and destroying foes. You can get non-aggression treaties, persuade enemy heroes to join you, search for treasure and equipment to bolster your heroes. Overall, the game feels fairly shallow though. With linear progression, you're not really making choices. The key strategy for success is just to go stronger and stronger and survive the first 30 to 50 rounds without any of your neighbors deciding to wipe you out. The pacing of the game is quite erratic. You'll spend 20 rounds doing almost nothing, then 2 rounds fully wipe out a country or alternately be entirely wiped out yourself. You can be sitting stable with a half dozen cities one round, and with no counterplay the next round be sitting at 1 with no chance to dig your way out of the problem. Enemy countries tend to realize this and will show zero signs of hostility until they feel like they can bulldoze you. Every time I engaged another country, it felt like an all or nothing scenario, starkly contrasting the rest of the game, which is a slow and steady attrition. It is, however, straightforward and catches some of that one more term vibe with Civilization while being vastly more simplistic, which may be beneficial if you're not looking for a game with all sorts of complicated systems interlocked in the background, and just want to build up and gear an army and then go crush people. The combat itself can be auto-battled through, but you can also choose to go into a pausable RTS-like battle, where you can pick targets for your armies, utilize abilities, and take advantages of a rock-paper-scissors combat unit system. I would not consider this a strong part of the game though, mostly because the game is pretty crisp and nice looking, but combat has everything blend together and it just looks like a visual mess with everything clumped up. Otherwise, the game lacks personality. Heroes all have backstories and personalities, but the translation is a bit shifty, and there doesn't seem to be much in the ways of actual interaction. For example, my first playthrough I went with the Recovery Army, consisting of 2 princesses whose father was just killed. Next to my country was their brother, who was trying to eliminate them and take control. Fairly straightforward plot, but between fighting them, taking the country, taking them prisoner, torturing them until they join my army, and then fighting alongside their brother, the stock dialogue seemed to suggest they'd never met the guy before, beyond one single cutscene bit of dialogue at the beginning of the first non-auto battle fight we had between each other. This is a case of a game which has some lore to it and its characters, but doesn't really have an engaging story. Heroic Legend is a decent strategy game with low financial investment. It feels polished and enjoyable for an indie title. I did run into an issue with my save file refusing to load after 20 or so hours, only for the next patch to completely remove my saves entirely, so I did not get to go as deep into the late game as I would have liked. The replay seems quite mild, as trying out different countries only changes your location on the map and a few basic traits, not doing anything noticeable to change the way you go about trying to win the game. If you're looking for a charming, simple game with no microtransactions, this is going to be one of the better ones in this price range. I'm giving it 6 out of 10.
Hey, did you like that video? If you did, be sure to let us know by clicking the like button and leaving a comment. If you want to be first in line for any new content, be sure to subscribe to our channel and then hit up our Facebook page. The link's in the description below to see what's coming up next.